Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Predictor 23 for the Kings' birthday clash against Melbourne. The injury news has been released today by Collingwood. So first things first, we'll dive into that real quick and then we'll go into the Predictor 23. Let's have a look. What's news? So Lipinski, as we know, will be entering concussion protocols. Unfortunately, he had a really good game, especially by foot going inside 50. He was unbelievable, really, just the quality on his disposal going forward to centre. But the other thing that was really positive was just the way he attacked the ball. Now, I don't think he may have not registered a contested possession, but you could definitely tell his intent within the contest was more present than it has been. So that was a really positive step for Paddy Lipinski. But unfortunately, like we said, he'll miss a week at the very least and should be back after the bye anyhow. Lachie Schultz, moderate grade hamstring tear to his right leg, 5 to 6 weeks, which is unfortunate. He's failed to find continuity. And typically most players, when they are ravaged with injuries and inconsistencies throughout the season, usually their form takes a hit, but it's been quite the opposite for Lachie Schultz. He's been really key for us in every game he's played. So, look, unfortunate, but it is what it is that another player will come in. Who that is, we can discuss. TJ is recovering from plantaris irritation. I'm not sure. Is that his foot as well? I'm not too sure where that's located, but will be assessed for the VFL game. And McStay will return to full training this week and will be assessed for Monday's game against Melbourne, having recovered from the MCL injury. So that's really positive news. We'll factor him into the selection. JDG is unavailable. He has commenced a 2-week running program. Following the 2-week period, he will be assessed, so probably post-bye. So that's really positive for JDG. No rush on that front. Let's get him right. And question to you guys in the comment section, does he come through in the VFL? I know that was sort of taboo to speak about early in the year. I think there's every chance Geordie De Goey could and should play at least 2 or 3 quarters in the VFL to get his body right in the match conditioning scenario. Maynard is recovering well from his rupture of the plantar fascia and will be considered post-bye. Okay. Finlay McRae is working towards a return to full team training over the next month. And as we know, Harvey Harrison and Reef McInnes are on the long-term injury list, and Ash Johnson is taking positive strides. How many weeks does Finlay say? 6 to 8. And AJ's 3 to 4, which is good. And Bruzzy, as we've already mentioned, is roughly 2 weeks away post-bye. So, in saying that, let's go forwards. Is Shooter here somewhere? Let's go Shooter out straight away. So we'll put him in the red. The players who are coming out of the team by way of injury or concussion. Lipinski, you're a red. So we'll mark that as a red as well then, won't we? Okay. So let's get this right. Who are our locks from the start? Billy Frampton has been really good, so he continues that form and is really pivotal to our defensive structure, particularly the way we're playing defending from our front half. Darcy Moore took a really good step in his return. He's had a bit of lack of continuity as well, but it hasn't hindered him necessarily. Houston had arguably his best game, especially defensively, I felt, against... Who was it again? Hawthorn, of course. How can you forget? And Jeremy Howe has been pretty much our best defender all year, so we'll keep that as is. And then Quaynor's done his thing. And Pez, he's a little bit of a 1%er the way he plays as well. Just does all the right things, doesn't blow up the stat sheet, but he does everything you want as a role player, and that's what you need. Okay, so that's our starting back six. So you got Howie, Frampton, Quaynor, Houston, Moore, Pez. Wingers, let's start with Sidey there. Even I'm not sure, did he get some time in the midfield? I think he did. I'd have to check the stats there. And Ed Allen probably had his best game. So hope he can continue the good form because we need those. We still do need those younger players coming through where possible. You know what? We'll put him on the bench because Chris will be a walk-up starter. These fonts are a bit smaller, so I'm going to make sure next time they're all ready to go. And then DC in the ruck. Nakos had a really good game, really punished Hawthorn with his outside ball. And watching back his highlights, he had a lot of outside ball, but it wasn't like he wasn't marked tightly. He just managed to find time and space where there just wasn't through his work rate, especially. So if you want to go watch some of his moments and how he found the ball, it's fine margins how he finds the space. Ned Long. And Bo McCreary started in the middle as a centre-backs attendee, but we'll put him on the bench for now. And then we need one more midfielder. I suppose that is the GOAT of the Collingwood Football Club, Scott Pendlebury. He was great, of course. 22 touches and just slows down the game where you don't think it's possible. And then we'll move into the forward line. Bobby Hill had another great game. Jamie Elliott is second in the Coleman. Would you believe it? He's just been incredible. His leading patterns. He can beat you on the ground and in the air. He's a very, very difficult matchup. And Barras, Badal, Hardwick, or who else was on him? Scrimshaw, I think, at times. They just stood no chance when he took them into the depths of the forward 50. They just couldn't handle the speed. And what else have we got? Membry, of course, as well, has been playing really good footy, hasn't he? Got some spots missing here. What's going on here? Have I missed someone? Well, Sullivan's been in contention. Does he hold his spot? We'll put him there. That's a tentative. We'll put him there tentatively. And anyone else here that we want to consider that played? Brazzy Cocker. No, they didn't play. They didn't play. Wesley Park. Oh, Josh Dacos, sorry. So Pez will go. Pez on the bench. Dacos on the alternating halfback flank with Mr. Houston. And then Hoskin Elliott is also playing forward at this point in time. Maybe we say Sullivan here for now, right? Okay, so we've got a few spots given, like we said, with the outs in Schultz and Lipinski. Okay. That's where it gets interesting. So I think if you've seen Hayes' performance against, who was it? Box Hill Hawks, he was lively. He was efficient in front of goals. He just looked like he was a grade above, and that's what we want to see after being dropped from the AFL side. Got that experience, had that confidence, grown confidence, grown belief from playing in that game, takes it back down to VFL level and plays a really good game. So I think he comes back in. I don't really have any qualms with that. I'm pretty confident on this inclusion with Will Hayes. The difficult one is, does Mason Cox come in? That's the question. So you got Cox, who's in contention. Maybe Markov. He didn't have the biggest game from memory. Titch should be of consideration. What role he plays, I'm not too sure. Di Mattia as well would be within the calculations, and Will Parker. So I'm probably, and McStay is an assessment. So we think about who we're up against. We're up against Max Gawn. And Mason Cox, probably watching the VFL game back, was the most impactful player around the grounds. 3 goals, contested marks, was really positive. I think we do this. Bang, bang, bang. Although if Mick stays available, guys, like this obviously can happen as well. But Coxie, for pure ruck craft and based on his form in that one game, a small sample size in the VFL, maybe you take the chance and then you do this. Mick stay here. I got to get these. I've done it again. I got to get these ones to the bottom. 1 second, guys. Get these down. Okay, there we go. All right. So emergencies, McStay, maybe Titch and Parker. Demeter, if you've seen the analysis, he's doing everything right in the VFL to earn a spot. He's close. It might be this week. It might not be. It will be interesting. Goodness. Look, I'm pretty happy with that 23. It's not a certainty. I'm not confident on the Coxie inclusion because we know Mick stays there, and then there's a bunch of other players in Markov, Demeter. Man, Charlie West, even though he didn't hit the scoreboard, he was really active, high up the ground, taking good marks and connecting. Dean was good as well, but there's not a spot there, but I'll put him there just to highlight his performances in the VFL. Ryan is reliable. And guys, maybe Oscar Steen. maybe even Oscar Steen. Like, he's lukewarm. I'd probably give him like a yellow, a warm chance, considering he was the emergency and was in the captain's run last week and not Mason Cox. Maybe you give him the debut. It could be between Steen and the question is, do they? So the other thing is, could they drop like a Sullivan? Could they drop a Sullivan as well? And I know we would be relatively tall, but this is just hypotheticals. Could they do this? Bang. And then you have that as well. I'm not saying this is what it's going to be, but these are the possibilities, aren't they? So, look, we'll leave it at that. But this is just so we can extend the conversation in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's going to be, it'll come down to availability and how we want to structure up against Melbourne and Max Gawn. And we'll go from there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Go Pies.